2TC is an achievement in Balloons Tower Defense 6 where you need to complete a chimps game using just 2 towers. Today we're going to have an all-pop scenario with the Carrier Flagship, along with Homeland defense to support it. So yes, just 1 tower attacking, while the other is just purely for support. Now, in order to get ourselves the radar scanner on round 24, which is what's needed in order for us to be able to handle with round 24, we're going to have very minimal upgrades to begin with in order to actually get through the scenario. So I think grape shot and faster shooting is all that we can actually afford before we're out of money in order to get ourselves a radar scanner at Monkey Village before the Camo Green appears. Apologies, I appear to have a frog that entered my mouth, my throat. Something along those lines. So far so good, no difficulties so far at all. All we're doing at the moment is just literally popping the balloons with our beloved Buccaneer here, which I still got with my shotgun on it. Give the Buccaneer his shotgun back, Ninja Kiwi. Here we go, round 15 being cleaned up. Okay, grow blocker, sorry. And then we're going to go for radar scanner as our next purchase. The Monkey Village doesn't enable our Buccaneer to be able to reach either of these sides when it comes to the small balloons, but the Moabs, we'll definitely be able to hit them over there with our default attacks. But then again, by the time in which we really need that range, we will have the mini planes up and running. We are really close to round 24. I can almost taste the success. From that, we need to make another 300 between this round and the next one, which we should have the money for right now. 14 to spare. Good. Yeah, if you buy anything else from a Buccaneer, you wouldn't be able to afford radar scanner. If you're pursuing bigger radius for some odd reason, then you wouldn't be able to get radar scanner. It's very tight on money, I'm just going to say that. Round 27, we're going to get hot shot and then double shot, because the amount of PS on this round is going to be quite extraordinary to say the least. We're going to keep it on last actually, so that we're always having both of our cannons firing, or both sides of our Buccaneer firing out. We definitely need hot shot though. Like, if you could do it without hot shot, then that would be great, because then we don't have to worry about early purple balloons. But obviously, since we're getting MIB anyways, then that doesn't really matter. But in most scenarios, you will be doing a 2-tower chimps achievement run with a village. There we go, purple balloons. Only our dart is able to pop them, unfortunately. But alas, round 33. And if you were to ever get cannon ship in another run, nowadays with the cannon ship, it removes the dart attack. And in compensation, it does increase damage with the grapes or the cannon, I believe. I'm not too sure now, but either one of these two aspects have got a damage buff because of the removal of the dart. I was thinking it was just really cool having this Buccaneer that has 3 forms of attack: sharp, fire, and explosive, which means you can hit any kind of target, but to be fair, you're not really relying on your hot shot grapes to be able to destroy DDTs. Like, anyone who's thinking that is a very reliable source of destroying DDTs, especially like in round 95, it's best to get something else alongside it. Now let's get ourselves jungle drums for that increase in attack speed. I think it's like 15 or 20% increase in attack speed. I don't do the maths myself to see like the possible potential of every single upgrade and what they statistically apply to the field. I just go from what other people say, along with like multiple other people's, because relying on just one source can be a little bit sketchy, especially if it's like a random source from nowhere, like Mr. Bob's Tweak Tower. Mr. Bob's Tweak Tower also suggests that aircraft carrier is better than Carrier Flagship. If it's price, then yes, but when it comes to performance, no. As of the time of this recording, we've just hit 9,000 subscribers on the channel, and thank you ever so much to every single one of you who has clicked that subscribe button and have watched my videos. Even if you don't particularly like certain videos or anything along those lines, I do appreciate each and every single one of your support, wherever you are. regardless if I'm your favorite content creator or if I'm your least favorite content creator. It doesn't matter. I just appreciate the fact that you are all here with me on this journey as we are popping balloons with two, or in this case, one tower. In this case being the Carrier Flagship. Round 49 is very easy in this scenario. Usually round 49 has a lot of regrow issues because you can damage the regrows, but then if you just leave the regrows to their own devices, then they're going to multiply into such a large proportion in which your current PS is unable to deal with them all. Also, we've got MIB because of purple balloons, and also later DETs because Ninja Kiwi decided to remove most of the Carrier Flagship's normal damage type potential. And I think it only leaves with the Moab missiles being the only thing that damages DDTs, if I'm not mistaken. Unless it just decides to remove every single normal damage type aspect of the Carrier Flagship. Do you know what would be OP? If Ninja Kiwi decided that each of the mini planes that the aircraft carrier or the Carrier Flagship has their own Jerry's fire on them, so not just the Buccaneer, but also the Carrier Flag, sorry, the mini planes in which spawn from the aircraft carrier or the Carrier Flagship. But then that could also be applied to, let's say, a engineer sentry turret. So, but then again, they also have to be weaker than the one on the main tower itself. Like, that would be a pretty cool idea, but I don't also understand why that would be a little OP. Round 59, camo lead balloons. We are very close now to Carrier Flagship, and with 76 moolahs to spend, we have now acquired it. This is now just a sitting game until the 90s, honestly. We don't really have to think about anything. We don't have to, like, use an ability or anything like that, although we will purchase the upgrades. Also, Carrier Flagship Call to Arms has been done. Don't think Monkey Intelligence Boreal is possible though, just because you really need that additional attack speed and pierce at times, especially on a round 98 or a round 95 of all of those DDTs. People forget how important pierce is rather than just raw damage, because you could have 100,000 damage per projectile, but if each projectile is only attacking one balloon per fire, then that's not really good for clearing up the horde. And also, if that 100,000 damage is applied to a tower that only fires once every 10 seconds, then it's only really good for around 100, let's just say that. Call to Arms has been acquired, and once again the frog has entered my throat. It's like it comes about at the worst possible timing when you want to interject. But yet, no, the frog has to appear. Azili's frog has to appear in the float and stop you from being able to talk coherently. Round 76, what can we get from round 76? Well, all of that. Oh, I wish my phone would stop going off. Sometimes you hear my phone notification going off in the background. It's like kind of annoying to hear. Like, I don't know enough about how to set my microphone so that it doesn't have a lot of background noise to it. So there are probably other background noises that you probably hear within the background, but it's like, I just don't know enough about microphones and also like microphone settings in order to finely tune which particular feature I need to tweak in order to reduce the microphone's ability to be able to get like noises which are not my own, so noises that are not my own mouth, actually, just saying that out loud. So it's like it only picks up my mouth and all that jazz. Round 79 going very well here. Like, I may be a content creator, but I'm not a nerd in absolutely everything and anything that goes about, okay? Like, I see something that people recommend, I try and follow their kind of setup recommendations, but at the same time it feels like I don't get those same results with myself. But then again, I'm a different person, so therefore I would need different settings that somebody else has recommended in order to actually get the most amount of my microphone and the most amount of my equipment that I use with my microphone, so that then the microphone can be properly used with my computer. I need to close my window for the time being, and closing your window, your only window in a room with one other access point to getting outside being my door when it's 30 degrees centigrade, it's not a good idea. But they're doing gas work outside, and let's just say that's going to interfere with my microphone a bit. I don't know what I do. The joys of being a content creator at times. Round 85. I could have picked a different time to record, but honestly, no, I'm not. I'm not doing it, okay? We are here in the long haul, and you are suffering with me. Because whatever I do, you have to suffer along with it, because that is part of the flare balloons experience. Everything out here is stupidly genuine and not scripted whatsoever. Even though the plan is kind of what you would call staged out because of the fact that we're using two particular towers. That is the certain factor. The uncertain factor is whether or not I shall succeed in this. And if I do succeed in this, depends on the title itself. Because sometimes I do like, I attempted this 2TC, but yeah, so the outcome is already kind of pre-decided. But it's like, what round did he stop at? Which is the true question. Not succeed around 100, but what round stopped him? Round 88, 2 ZMGs left. Round 89, every single balloon on this round, it has the fortified property on them. Unless your name is Shattering Shells, and then you just say, that's a nice fortified layer you got there. It would be very bad if I stripped you off your fortified layer. Round 90, DDTs. No, thank you. Oh, hey, guess what? More fortified balloons. Round 92 is always noticeable because of how fast these fortified balloons are going. Like, fortified Moabs are no joke. And being backed up by a few ZMGs, it's like, if you concentrate too much on the fortified Moabs, then you're not going to be able to deal with the next target, which are these slow but powerful juggernauts. And no, I'm not talking about tier 4 top half upgrade of the Dart Monkey. Well, I'm looking forward to the Mer Monkey though. That's definitely going to be something which I see being a two-tower chimp sort of thing. I think definitely Poseidon is going to pop up in the two-tower chimp scene. Or at the very least for tier 4 of that factor there. Like, you could use that alongside balloon incineration. Like, one means of stalling, another means of utterly obliterating the opposition. Like, Absolute Zero is a very good tower in a two-tower chimp scenario, despite the fact that it doesn't do a lot of damage, but it provides a lot of support for your other tower, so that then that can unleash even more potential than usual, because the balloons are going at a slower speed, and also they're being frozen, giving you more time for your other tower, which could have an ability on it, to be able to come back. Round 94 is being done, I think. Yeah, round 94 is being done, yeah. Now, we've got to be careful of our Homeland defense ability uses. Using it too late will mean that we will not have it ready for the next round, but not having it, doing it too soon, sorry, will mean that we'll pop the round too quickly, and therefore our ability will not come back for the next round, where we will probably definitely need it, sorry. There goes round 95, just like that, just like that. 0 pops for our Homeland defense. No, the village doesn't have any offensive capabilities outside of the primary expertise. Yeah, training, mentoring, expertise. It's one of those 3, okay? ZMGs are all that is left on this round. Yes, we're doing it on logs because it has the most amount of space in which these RNG behemoths, these mini planes, have to work with. In other scenarios, like the length of a track doesn't usually matter, but in this case, it certainly does. There goes Homeland defense. Whether we need it for this particular round or not is a big question. Round 97 being done and dealt with. That's the first target. We're not going to use Homeland defense again. We're going to wait for that for round 98. Now, we do want to use it as soon as possible. We want to start popping these as soon as possible. We're going to move this on temporarily, just so that we can get a little bit of damage on the ZMGs here. And it looks like that has already come to effect, because now we're popping non-fortified Moabs here. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Just just got to be very careful though, because of the fact that the flight pattern of these Carrier Flagship mini planes is quite RNG, to be honest. They don't always follow the intended target in which you want them to. Oh, for goodness sakes. Yeah, I think we popped them too quickly. So, probably just have it on first and that's it. Holy moly, that worked. I don't know why, but it's all depending on the Carrier Flagship's RNG, honestly, as to where it churns out its mini planes. It's all that it is. It's random. It's nothing to do with any kind of skill involved. It is just, you can't control where these mini planes are up to a certain degree. Like, yes, you can go to strong, you can go with close, you can go with last, but for the large part, you can't really control where the mini planes' flight path is going. So it's not like you have any kind of control over which direction they're going to fly in, which is really RNG. Like, people say that there's no RNG in this game. I'm not too sure what you're cooking up, but I do agree to a certain extent, because there is always some probability going on there. But on the downside, it feels like, well, it's nothing to do with my tower placement or anything that I'm doing with my targeting priorities here. It's always just down to how the tower itself is interacting with the balloons on the field here. So that, folks, is a 2-tower chimps with the Carrier Flagship and the Homeland defense. Very, very cool indeed. And yeah, Ninja Kiwi just keeps giving the Carrier Flagship buff after buff, aside from the damage type being nerfed from normal to explosive or normal to sharp, depending on the projectile affected by the nerf from there. So thank you all so much for watching, everybody. Let me know what you thought of this video down in the comment sections below, and let me know if you'd like to see me do a Mermonkey 2-tower chimps with another tower. Of course I will be doing that. It's just a matter of trying to fit one around and all that jazz. And yeah, let me know with your current predictions as to what could work, actually. A Poseidon Homeland defense? No, I don't think so. A Poseidon Ultra Boost? Very expensive, actually, and think about it. Like, both towers are really expensive. Like, Poseidon is like 50k or so, and Ultra Boost is obviously 77,000 and so. So that would be very tight, but that is affordable in chimps, both the Poseidon and Ultra Boost, I think. Poseidon Incineration definitely would be plausible. Poseidon Prince of Darkness, yes. Poseidon Energizer could be. Like, it all depends, like, how good the Poseidon is against the bad. But it definitely looks like the most DPS of the 3 Mermonkeys, whereas the other two, like, the bottom cross path is more or less trying to stall the balloons' progression from going through the map. So it could play quite similarly to Absolute Zero, where you can just stall balloons in place, with them making it ring around the roses with the Mermonkey itself. And the top path kind of acts like another glue gunner in a way, where it slows down balloons, and if you think if you upgrade to Lord of the Abyss, it can slow down Moabs. I'm not too sure. Thank you all so much for watching, everyone, and take care of yourselves. Please be sure to use my creator support code whenever you're purchasing anything within the store. And yeah, things to be said about Mr. Beast, for goodness sakes. I wonder if Ninja Kiwi regrets their decision to promote Mr. Beast, now that he is claimed to be a fraud. Thank you all so much for watching, and take care of yourselves, everyone.